Hello trainers, Ganeto here, and today we're diving together into Go Battle League with some great league battles submitted by Woetmak, and we're having the Shadow Charizard up in front. This Pokemon is gonna apply so much pressure with a new wing attack buff, and also it has access to Blast Burn to nuke down the enemy with ease. Dragon Claw is gonna be used for coverage, and you can see here that even when resisted, Blast Burn is still gonna do a lot of work against the enemy, especially against something like a Pelipper, which is kinda glassy, so even those not very effective moves hurt a lot. So at the back we got Hisuian Electrode, which is an amazing Pokemon, especially with energy. So after we farm down that Electrode, you are seeing that not only we can take some hits, it's not that glassy, but also we can deliver some hard hitting moves against the enemy, and even against this ground type we can still throw a shield out of it and have a pretty close loss overall. Charizard comes in, and of course we're gonna farm down. Our Ferrothorn is still alive, and what we have to do, I believe here, what Woetmak is trying to do is to take that final shield. Now comes in with Ferrothorn, yes trainers, and now one Thunder will do the work here, I believe, because Thunder is an amazing move, and Ferrothorn might be a pretty bulky Pokemon, but still is gonna deliver hard hitting moves if you can play it correctly here, because its attack stat will not be the best, but it has some really nice nuke moves like Thunder and Flash Cannon. So gonna go here for that final move, the Power Whip, which is gonna be whatever we need at this point for that Noctowl, and we're gonna grab this amazing victory. Into the next one now, and we are not running Dragon Breath, which means that we go pretty neutral against the Dragonite, but look at how much damage we take from those Dragon Tails, able to reach to that first Dragon Claw before they farm us down, of course, and we have to switch out at this point. Here comes now the Hisuian Electrode, which is gonna be used mostly as our safe switch option, and overall I really like this. Woetmak knows that the Hisuian Electrode is a very good Pokemon to use as a safe switch, and the opponent has a Whimsicott. At this point I think we have to go for double Wild Charge, however they throw here, which is pretty crucial. We really wanted that. Now this Whimsicott is energy dry, and we can farm down with our Charizard, able to reach to the Dragon Claw to finish off the Dragonite. What is at the back? It is gonna be the Jirachi, so we have to throw immediately the Dragon Claw. Unfortunately we are not gonna see the nuke on that Pokemon, and of course we have a steel type Pokemon against that Jirachi, and we can resist pretty much everything because we know they have for sure Doom Desire and perhaps Psychic for coverage, but it doesn't matter at all. We're just gonna destroy them down with those bullet seeds, doing a fairly amount of damage as well. So yeah, one Thunder, one Power Whip, and that is gonna be all. Okay, double Thunder, no charge at all. Yeah, Woetmak really is flexing his Ferrothorn here. I really like it so far. Into the next turn now with the Crobat up on the lead. This is looking kinda cool for us, I believe. We're lagging a little bit, I guess, but it doesn't matter at all. Shadow Charizard is still gonna deliver some hard-hitting moves. Even the Dragon Claw still hurts a lot, and the opponent doesn't shield. This is pretty big for the enemy, but still we can draw the shield right now if they want to farm us down, and yeah, this is gonna happen. They want that tilt advantage, and now we can farm down with Hisuian Electrode. What did we learn before? Well, Hisuian Electrode with energy is pretty deadly, but the opponent has a Ferrothorn of their own. This is not looking that great. It all depends on the final Pokemon. Let's see how much damage the Wild Charge can do. Not enough, unfortunately, but we can still reach to another one. And of course they have to throw a move they want to finish us off. Now comes in the Ferrothorn, and we have the upper hand. They are gonna have the spicy Alolan Golem, and that is not gonna help them at all, especially when they are down on shields and 2 shield disadvantage. Into the next one now, and we're facing the Surfetch'd up on the lead, looking pretty solid here, as Night Slash is gonna do a lot of work against our Pokemon. We do not like that. They stayed in, that was like, what are you doing? But still, yeah, you can see that it can still threat our Charizard here. And of course Steelix comes in. Steelix is a pretty meta Pokemon right now. It has a lot of good moves to throw against the enemy, and of course it can hold down that flying meta, which is gonna be pretty crucial right now for Great League. Able to get there to that Power Whip, and of course one more to finish it off. I believe though that they have to block, no block, okay. Gonna go in with Surf Edge, farm down, this makes more sense, and of course Noctowl at the back, because everyone is having a Noctowl at the back, and yeah, Hisuian Electrode is gonna come in victorious here, since we can still reach to the double Wild Charge, one for the shield, one for the Noctowl. But are they gonna keep the shield? Oh, they are gonna keep it, doesn't matter at all, they're gonna spend it right now, because Surf Edge cannot take a single move right now, and we're gonna be able to finish it off with that Blast Burn, able to force that CMB, and even though they have a double move, doesn't matter at all, we locked our turn here, and Blast Burn will connect for big damage, lethal damage, and of course that Surf Edge doesn't stand a chance at all against our Shadow Charizard. Into the next one with the Palossand up on the late, looking pretty solid here, because we can do so much more work with our moves, and at the back they have as a safe switch the Mandibas. Pretty interesting to see how much this Blast Burn is gonna do. However, they managed to block the move, and now they are in a pretty bad situation, because Woetmak here is gonna have the upper hand with his Hisuian Electrode, looking pretty strong even against the Mandibas, which is pretty bulky and kinda spammy, so we can reach here to the double Wild Charge. Unfortunately, we spend the shield in the process, down it goes. What comes in though, it is gonna be the Palossand of course, and now we got the Energy Ball. Will they take it? No, of course not, they prefer to farm down, but at this point I believe we have the upper hand with Ferrothorn. Oh, Charizard comes in, okay, that's pretty interesting. I think we're gonna Blast Burn this thing down. Yes, trainers, we're gonna see a very nice nuke here, and boom, absolutely loving it. Down they go, and of course Noctowl at the back, so right now we're gonna be on a very good spot. This grass type Pokemon is one of the few grasses that can still finish off the flyers, so you can see as to why Ferrothorn is gonna have some play against the meta, and I really like its matchup against Bastodon, because those Power Whips are gonna add up in time while resisting those smackdowns, and you can still take a flamethrower and surviving with a decent amount of HP to finish off the enemy. Right now they do not have enough energy to reach to that Sky Attack, so we can definitely take that win. Into the next one now with the Frostless up on the lead, and we're looking at a pretty solid matchup here, so I believe that we can emerge victorious from here, even though they can one-shot us down with that Avalanche. We can bring them at the point that they have to block even that Dragon Claw, which is pretty neat at this point, and we have now the Blast Burn right after. Are they gonna expect it? Yes, they are, trainers, or they were just afraid of the second Dragon Claw, because Frostless is kinda glassy like thin ice, and we're gonna be able to reach to the final Dragon Claw on the two shield scenario from both ends. At the back lies the Whiskas, they are staying in, perhaps they want to catch, this is not gonna happen. Woetmak able to reach to the Energy Ball before they get to the Blizzard, and of course we're gonna get this victory now, because that Whiskas didn't even exist at all, so we're just there with our Hisuian Electrode and swept the entire team right now. Into the next turn now, and we're having a very weird switch in here, and they go for the Night Slash. However, if they went for that Obstruct, I think things could have been much worse, but anyways, they go for the Night Slash. Perhaps they do not even have Obstruct. Now they go for another Night Slash. We have to start blocking, and we have so much energy to spare right now that we have to go for the Wild Charge. They are gonna take it, and unfortunately we cannot go for another one. We gotta go here now with that Charizard, and hopefully they do not have another fighter at the back, or at least a pseudo fighter. Down they go to the following wing attack, and of course they have the Stunfisk. We managed to catch to the Ferrothorn. Woetmak really knows his move counts, and of course there is gonna be a Charmer at the back. If you didn't know, Charm was nerfed down this season, and people do not use it that often, but yeah, this trainer is using it, and of course Ferrothorn is really gonna do a lot of work against that Charmer, against the Ferrothorn, getting the shield in the process, and of course now we got the Power Whip ready to go to do massive damage to the Stunfisk. We're just gonna take the hit here, I believe, and then switch out to our Charizard. And with Charizard coming in, a pure blast burn will do more than the expected work. So down goes the Stunfisk, and the victory will be for Woetmak. That weird zombie guy will be our next opponent, and we're having a Primeape up on the lead. We still need to take care of those Night Slashes because, yeah, it's gonna hurt a lot. So we're just gonna stay in here as I can see. So we're gonna throw immediately that Dragon Claw right after the Night Slash. Down they go, so that means that their third Pokemon has to be weak against our Charizard here. They stayed in with the fighter, that was weird. Cofagrigus coming in, and of course we can tank, I believe, one Shadow Ball at this point. Doesn't matter at all, we can take it, and we can charge up to a double Wild Charge. Can we do it? I don't believe so, because after the debuff we surely fall down to that final Shadow Claw. So down we go. We're expecting, I believe, the Ferrothorn to come in, and we can definitely take one move, still surviving and completely farming down. Can we farm down? Yes, we can. Okay, no biggie there. Woetmak was absolutely aware of the situation, and we're gonna go now for the Power Whip. They're gonna take it, but hopefully we can outspeed. No, we cannot. That's a bummer. At this point, I don't think we have to shield. Okay, we're gonna shield, go for the Power Whip, then switch out. I think this is gonna be the plan here, and I really am a big supporter of this plan because now we can definitely outspeed to the Dragon Claw. Wing Attack, the new Wing Attack, is a really nice buff for Shadow Charizard, and I'm really glad that more people are gonna play Shadow Charizard after watching those videos and not Noctowl, because everywhere you can see Noctowl, but not everywhere you can see a Shadow Charizard or a single regular Charizard without Shadow. It is still pretty powerful because those hits, those blast burns, still deliver hard hitting and one shots against the meta. So Wild Charge here is gonna not connect. Okay, are we gonna see a shield? I think we are, because it is really worth it. We have so much energy to spare, and we're getting closer to the third Wild Charge. So down they go, I believe. Oh, they're gonna spend the shield. So down we go in return with those debuffs on our side. So now Ferrothorn can go in, and of course we can definitely tank one move. It is gonna be the Shadow Ball. All we need to do here is to go for the Thunder. We can definitely outspeed. Crazy energy gain from those bullet seeds. Down goes the Noctowl. At the back lies the Steelix. We are already there on the Blast Burn. Did they just have Thunderfang? That was crazy. And of course now we can definitely go with the Blast Burn, which is not needed at all against the Toxic Rock, and grab this amazing victory. Let's dive now into the next one with the Obstacle up on the lead, looking pretty solid here. All we need to do is to land this big move. We will try to catch on the Hisuian Electrode. This was not happening, and they go for the Obstruct. This is not looking that great unless we go for that Blastman and nuke them down. However, they decide to go here for another move. If that is an Obstruct, we can survive. We're gonna see the shield from Woetmak, and another Blast Burn will connect, I believe. They have to take it. Yeah, down they go. Even though they went for that double buff on their defense, doesn't matter at all. Shadow Charizard still able to deliver that final move with the Blast Burn and grab this lead victory. We're gonna see now the second matchup, that, because it is not gonna be the switch, it is kinda the switch, we're switch locked for sure, the Steelix, and we're having access to the Energy Ball, and we can still take a shield out of it, which is pretty neat. It all depends on their last Pokemon now, because seeing a fighter up on the lead gives us cards that they do not have a fighter at the back. Perhaps they have something like an Alolan Marowak. It could really fit in the team pretty nicely. So now Steelix is gonna go for those Psychic Fangs, and we have the Power Whip ready to go. What is there at the back, trainers? And it is gonna be a Charmer. This is looking pretty solid, and of course Power Whip is gonna be the better option here to go for us, and this is gonna almost one-shot the Granbull, and a few Wing Attacks will complete the work of Ferrothorn. Into the final one, trainers, with a Galvantula up on the lead, not looking that great. Look at how much damage they do, and they switch out at the same time that we do, trying to catch, but unfortunately for them, they have a Mad Boy, we have a Grass type Pokemon, and the pure Energy Ball will do all the work here. Kinda lucky here for that Woetmak switch, but it doesn't matter at all because we still have to battle the third Pokemon, which is gonna be the Hypno, and this Pokemon is gonna be a troublemaker. But right now we have a very clear way to finish of this battle. Down we go to the Thunder Punch. This is looking pretty cool, and of course now we got the Ferrothorn over that Galvantula matchup, and we're gonna be able to completely destroy them down, I believe. Able to catch the Thunder Punch on the grass type Pokemon, and this is pretty huge as well. We're gonna be able to take, I believe, the move. Doesn't matter at all, we can still survive those Volt switches right after the launch, and even though we're debuffed, they still have to start blocking because we're dealing so much damage with that Power Whip. If I were the enemy here, I could take the second Power Whip, because after the second launch we can definitely survive here, but still you can see that this Ferrothorn is still getting pretty close to the double Power Whip, and they stand no chance at all. Here comes the Power Whip, gonna connect, not big damage, able to go ahead and switch out to the Charizard. We have so much energy to spare, and we clear the debuff from the Ferrothorn, and yeah, trainers, Woetmak really did a good work here and is gonna grab this final win with Ferrothorn being the star of this team. So that's all, trainers. Thank you for watching, thank you for staying till the end. Just be sure to leave a huge like before you go, subscribe to the channel, and I hope to see you all into the next one. Take care, trainers!